welcome back to Cruising as Crew. My name is Lucy and today we're going to be going through what kind of incentives there are for crew members to work towards on a cruise ship. But before we start, please press like and subscribe for more cruise ship content. And if you have any video suggestions, please let me know in the comments down below or DM me over on Instagram at Cruising as Crew and I will be sure to get back to you. Please let me know any suggestions that you have. I really want to make content that you want to watch, so make sure you let me know. But let's get into this video. Why do we work?
Money!
Why do we work on cruise ships?
Trouble!
So there are three main things on cruise ships that people work towards. Money, time off so they can explore the ports, and better living conditions, which means a promotion. But there's also some more things and we're going to go through them all. Cruise ships are just floating hotels. So every job on board is either to make money or to enhance the guest experience, or to make sure the ship runs correctly. But we're not talking about the marine side today. So for example, the entertainment staff, guest services, kids club staff, they're not making money. They are services that are there to improve the guest experience. Whereas shops, casino, spa, the excursions team, yes, they're there to enhance the guest experience, but they're also there to generate more money for the company. Whether you are in a sales job or a non-sales job, you will have targets to hit, but the reward will just be different. And also the way you hit the target will be different. For example, shops, spa, casino, we have to make, for example, £100,000 per cruise. That completely depends on the size of the ship, by the way, and how many guests are on board. But let's just say you have to hit £100,000 as a department. So that's not just one person who has to make £100,000. And if the team hits £100,000 by the end of the cruise, then everyone gets commission on that. Obviously, there are different structures, but generally that's how it works. If you were in a non-sales job, like reception or kids club, you will have good review targets. Not always, but generally. So your manager might say to you at the beginning of the cruise, Charlotte, if you get 5 good reviews this cruise, then you will get something. So you might be working towards money, you might be working towards good reviews, but whatever job you have on board, you will be working towards some kind of target. So the main one, money. For many of the jobs on board, your reward for hitting your target will be commission. You will just end up with more money in your pay packet at the end of the month, which is lovely. But then aside from money, the real main one is time off. After all, why are we on these amazing cruise ships in the first place? Probably to see places. So a lot of the time you will be rewarded with time off, and that is both for sales jobs and non-sales jobs. If you get 5 reviews, I'll give you an extra 2 hours off. If you hit your daily target, if you hit your overall target, I'll give you an extra 3-4 hours off. When one of my ships was doing a crossing from Vancouver to Australia, halfway we were going to be stopping at Hawaii, Bora Bora and Tahiti, and my manager absolutely made the most of that and set us a lot of targets, and you best believe I smashed them all out of the park because yeah, I wanted time off in Hawaii and Bora Bora. So obviously you have your basic time off. So just for example, the Steiner contract, I had 1.5 days off that I absolutely had to have whether I hit target or not. It's nothing to do with target. It's the set amount of time off that you need to have off per week. But that could be given to you in different ways. So some managers would give me 1 whole day off and then a half day off. Some managers, most managers, would give me 3 half days off. So I would have like 3 mornings off, which is fine, but it's not really enough time to properly explore a place. So the more time you can get off work, the better. My spa manager would do at the beginning of the cruise, she said, right, for every cross promotion to Medi-Spa you do and it turns into a treatment, you'll get an hour off. So every person that I had in for a massage or an inothermy treatment, I booked them in with the doctor after for a Medi-Spa consultation, and then it was up to the doctor to convert that into a treatment. Let's say I sent every single person that had a treatment with me to the doctor, and 4 of those people she managed to convert to treatments, I would get an extra 4 hours off, or however much time the manager gives you per thing. But there's a lot of different things that you can do to earn time off. So for example, in the shops, there was the product of the day. Whoever sells the most of these will get 3 hours off. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but let's say I have half a day off, so that means I'm off all morning and I have to come into work for 2:30. If I have 3 hours off, I can add that onto my morning off. So that's gone from like a short day to a full day off, really. And trust me, when you get on board, it will all make more sense, but you really do learn how long an hour is on board a cruise ship. At home, an hour flies by like that, but on a cruise ship, you can honestly do so much with an hour. It's crazy. Time off is a big incentive that people work towards. Parties. So sometimes the cruise line would incentivize the whole ship. So for example, I think Royal Caribbean have like 24 ships now, and every ship is competing to be the best. And the way that a ship can become the best is by getting the most good reviews from the passengers that sail on it. The cruise line would say at the beginning of the month, whichever ship gets the most good reviews this month will win a party. So that means that every crew member on board is going to be recommending that the passenger fills in a review card, whereas normally you just don't promote it. It's good for the company, they get loads of good reviews. It's good for you, you get loads of good reviews. And if your ship is the best, then you win a party. Now obviously there's crew parties going on all the time, every night in some cases, but when the company throw a crew party, there's two things that are better. The booze is paid for, and they usually let you have a party in a passenger location. So instead of having it in the crew bar, which is where you normally would, you maybe have it in the club or one of, you know, the big rooms on board the cruise ship. So it's just nice for a change of scenery, and it's usually got a theme, and they're really exciting. Every crew member loves a good night out, loves a party, and if you get free booze and it's in a great location, what's not to like? The cruise line will also do employee of the month and various little things like that, or they'll do like the happiest person of the month or the kindest person of the month. And once again, this goes back to good reviews from passengers and from your manager. I always remember on one of my Royal Caribbean ships, there was this guy who won happiest person of the month every month running because he was just always smiling, always jolly. He was beautiful. He's from the Philippines and he was just a ray of sunshine. But if you do win employee of the month, happiest person of the month, or whatever person of the month, you can win prizes. Sometimes they're cash prizes, sometimes they're like iPads, cameras, headphones. They do reward you for working hard. If you stand out amongst the crowd, you are going to get rewarded for that. Money, prizes, acknowledgement. Going back to money, because I only really covered commission when I said money initially, but also there's pay rises. So the company rewards loyalty. So like the longer you're with a company, the higher your pay. That's not really true with like external agencies, but if you work directly for the cruise line, directly for Royal Caribbean, directly for Carnival, or directly for Virgin Voyages, every company wants loyalty. The longer that you're with the company, the more experienced you are, you know how things work, you're a better employee. So they reward that. And then of course the last one, which is obvious, a promotion, which equals better privileges and living quarters. So just like if you work in an office, the higher your position, you might go from a desk to having your own office, to having a bigger office with a view. Same on the cruise ship. You start off, you share a little cabin with someone else. Then when you become a manager, you have your own cabin, and the higher you get, the bigger the cabin. You know, like the captain basically has a 3-bedroom flat. And also the more privileges you have. So some crew members on board are not allowed to go into guest areas during certain times. A manager, for example, or a high-ranking officer is allowed to basically do what they want, to be in guest areas whenever they want to be there. Some people aren't allowed to eat in the passenger restaurant. The higher ranking you are, you will be allowed to eat in the passenger restaurant. So you have a better life on board. I don't want to say better life, but you just get more things. You know, the more stripes you have, so if you're a high-ranking officer, the more you get. You get your own cabin. You're allowed to eat in passenger restaurants. You're allowed in passenger areas. You're allowed to eat in the officers' mess, which generally serves better food than the crew mess. So obviously that is a huge thing that people work towards. You know, everyone wants to get promoted no matter what job they're in. Well, not everyone, but if you have the intention to stay with a company for a long time, you're probably going to want to get promoted at some point. You're not going to want to stay in the same position for 7 years. You might do, and if you do, that's fine. But generally, people want to work up the ranks, and why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want your own cabin? So guys, that is a short list of incentives that crew members can work towards when they are working on a cruise ship. If you have any questions about any of the things I've mentioned in this video, you can leave them in the comments down below. And if you have any video suggestions, you can DM me over on Instagram at cruisingascrew and let me know what they are. But thank you as always for watching. I really, really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye.